we'll have this discussion.
Discussion? What discussion?
This is a discussion combustion.
Coming to you from Denver, Colorado, this is Discussion Combustion Podcast with your hosts, Kevin Batstone and Arthur Raw.
He's an Irish Texan.
Yeah, we got the worst of both worlds.
Oh, Irish Texan.
Yeah.
Running this impromptu.
Yeah, I can run the imprompt. You could probably come to your right just a whisker, Fred. This way, just a, as long as it's not uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's fine.
You got room there, and that way you're
Cool.
centered in the shot.
All right.
Yeah, that's how to work. Cool. And then we'll drink a little Calirosa.
Calirosa, what the hell is that? It looks dangerous.
So, yeah, it's an Añejo tequila. Adam Levine backed the brand.
Adam Levine did?
Yeah, that's the.
It's pretty good tequila.
He's got a Rosa Blanca, and then that's the Añejo. It's about $80 bottle.
Damn.
So it's got a little spice to it,
A
as
little taste.
most Añejos do, but it's a good
I'd
tequila.
sip it a little bit, not shoot.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Give it a taste because
Right.
you don't want to just like drink that.
easy
When
to
it's
do.
more expensive, it's nice to
Exactly.
flavor it.
Exactly.
It's so easy to do, though. We've gotten a little sideways. We've been pretty hammered in here, Fred. Episode 100, I got so fucking
Come on,
trashed in here.
You?
Me.
Of all people, tell me
know.
that. I tell you what, we did that last shit show. We all got a little intoxicated, I think.
Yeah, I think I do remember that. Yeah. That was right when we got our all this new equipment. I
Right,
think
right.
that was our first run through on that.
Right. Yeah, we didn't do good cameras that night. That was an audio thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie hasn't done much with that, but I know he's been busy, and hopefully you get a chance to see him while you're
Yeah,
doing
I'm
this
going
way.
to try to, man. I've been by about 3 times. He's never been there every time I've been there, so.
Well, you guys poured up there, Artie?
I did.
Let's go.
I already did.
Well, gents,
A little Añejo.
for an impromptu episode. Fred Ferrell's in the building. Stoked he can make it down here, man. We're going to be, hopefully
Thanks, sir.
getting some podcasting going with you. When did you get in town?
I've been in town about 6 days now.
Is it fun to be back, or
Oh, absolutely.
do you already
man.
miss Georgia?
Yeah. No, there's no way I'll ever miss that town.
Really? What area did you live
I
in
was
out there?
I was in Brunswick, right outside of St. Simon's Island.
Is that north?
It's yeah.
North Atlanta,
Well,
it's north of Atlanta?
No. It's
Isn't?
west.
Okay, see. I work in logistics, and I still don't know
Yeah, it's
doodad
like,
from
I was
hoodad.
45 minutes from the Florida border, and about 40 minutes from Savannah, Georgia, right on the
Okay.
coast there.
It's a pretty area.
Yeah.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thanks for making the
having
trip
me.
down, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to meet you. Yeah.
Little rock and roll. Fred Ferrell in the house.
Yeah, man.
So
So we can get it hyped up about what you are thinking about doing and kind of just brainstorm about that.
I'm just so ready for. I mean, for instance, when I pulled out of here, bands were going. Things were pretty okay at the time, and I've come back to. You can't even pull KBPI up in the middle of Aurora.
I know we were just talking about that off mic.
As far as and the radio stations as it is anyway were bad for me anyway. Before that, and I don't know. I know there's more than just me out there.
So are you wanting to like play music as part of the show?
I do. Yeah, I wanna actually old metal, old classic metal, old some of the new stuff that's out too. There's some stations on the TV that we have out where I'm living right now that I absolutely don't know where they come from. There's a place out of Texas that's on, and I think 7 or 8 others, and they play some really weird stuff that I've never heard, and I really like it. And then they also play the classic stuff that I love. So I thought it'd be great to have a podcast that puts out metal music that people want to hear. Again, I think I'm not the only one.
For sure. So my only concern from like
Would be the copyright.
consulting perspective.
Exactly, and I asked him
Yeah.
about that
We were talking
too.
about that a little bit
Yeah.
off mic. There's ways around it though. If you were to do it as like a disc jockey,
Or
I
if
feel like
you
that
did.
would be the loophole.
Yeah. Do you have to get like I don't know if there's licensing required.
We'd have to do more research on
Yeah,
that.
and again, that's what I'm kind of hitting y'all up for.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
Because that's a different type of project. I've never tried to do something where it's like playing music on a podcast as like kind of a broadcast show, but that is not live.
Right.
So is that kind of what was encompassing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. So that's good to understand, and that way, you know, where your end goal is, then we can figure out how to get there, you know.
Right.
Do you want to do any interviews on the show, Fred?
Oh,
Like, have
absolutely. I
Soul
want
Rock-
to do. I want to do all kinds of stuff. I mean, as you say, you do it on Zoom and stuff too. I would like to interview. I've got a friend right now. His name is John Mack, and he was a drummer for me here many years ago, and he's working for Bret Michaels right now, running all over with Bret Michaels. And you know, I can get stuff like that, and through future venues in Arizona, I have a lot of contacts in Arizona,
Yeah.
and stuff. So
That
I could
sounds
get
like a-
national acts and
That
stuff.
sounds fun though, man, because people love, you know, music speaks to everybody in different ways, you know, and different types of music do too. And so that's like what's so important about showing the music that you love, because
Right.
you know, that's somebody else's soundtrack too.
Our friend Jamie will tell you I have a sickness.
Okay.
Because, I mean, well, I came down to visit when my wife passed away. I came down to visit, and Jamie put me up for a while. And he had a man cave in his garage. And every day he'd come in, I'm sitting in front of the TV watching, you know, metal videos and blah. So he decided, you know, I like music, he says, but he says, this guy, he's sick. he never leaves it, you know. He's always listening to music. He's always into some kind of music, you know. I do it like 24/7.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're definitely. I remember one of the first times I met you, Fred. It was like when I was still following Mike Cole and Steve Lobato around and watching those guys jam, and then I kind of caught the bug a little bit. And
Right.
Jamie and I started the Ridge Runners, did all that, and you know, both you and Steve were big coaches for me, like vocally, and just different exercises. I'm not a metal singer, but it's still the exercises that you taught me translated to
The
vocal.
whole thing. I mean, if you're a vocalist, you're a vocalist. There are no genders there, you know. You
Right.
So-
either sing or you don't.
So
That's
how
true.
many episodes are you looking to like do a month? Like what are you looking to accomplish?
I wouldn't
like,
mind
as far as-
doing well. You know, starting off 4 a month,
One a week.
1 a week.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
It is, but I feel like that if you're doing it every other week, then it's a little too far in
Too
between.
spread out.
That's
People
my
forget.
point. It gives too much space.
It's a
for
little
mold
it's a
to
little
grow.
too much time. So
Yeah.
so once a week, that's what Kevin and I do. We feel like that's a great place to be.
Right.
Like anyone can, you know, give an hour of their time once a week. Like
Sure.
you know, 1 hour out of the entire week
Right.
is not too much to have to dedicate yourself to.
Sure.
So I feel like that's ambitious.
Well, and as much time as I spend in front of it, an hour a week ain't going to be nothing for me.
yeah.
You know.
And that's just the recording
sure.
time. I mean, you know, when we talk about the uploads, the social media, all that piece can be time consuming as well, but
Sure.
it's all doable. You know, it's user friendly enough now. It's not foreign language. You know, once you learn what's going on with the RSS feeds and how to do the uploads, man, it's pretty easy. So I feel like, you know, get 5, 6, 7 episodes under your belt, see how it works, and then I think you could run with it. You know, and kind of develop it how you want.
And we could talk pricing off mic because if we release this, you know.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Kevin and I want to. Our mission for our podcast is to include anybody, everybody from all walks of life, and to be critical, accepting, and loving during that conversation.
Gotcha.
So that way, we're willing to open up conversations. We're still going to respect you and like have like even if we disagree,
Right.
like we're still going to have love through that,
Right.
and with anybody. And so like as far as our production side, like how we want to help a podcast like yourself, like how do we consult, how do we do something good? Well, it has to be a podcast that we both believe in.
Absolutely.
You know, and we could believe in rock and roll.
Right.
You know, and it has to be something that, you know, makes sense. It has to be tangible. And it seems like what you're talking about is tangible. I don't know about the whole DJ stuff, but like you could always just do 20-second clips
Sure.
or less
Right.
of music, and then, or you could even play the whole song,
Right.
and then we could like cut it at 20 seconds, and then you guys are talking about the song afterwards.
Right.
You know,
There's ways.
there's ways to work around it with editing where we don't infringe on copyrights.
Right.
And then the video, yeah, it's I think it's a cool idea. I do.
Well, with the video side too, Fred, like we were saying, I mean, because now you have the option to pull up the album cover that you're talking about. People, that visual connection when people can see it rather than just listen to it.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Rather than out of sight, out of mind, it's now in sight, in mind.
Right.
You know, and that's a big piece, and easy to just do a digital layover. Hey, this is the record we're discussing. This is the artist, whatever.
And it would also, I think, be a big benefit for anybody that's into what I'm into. If you're coming out and being a musician, I would definitely, want to have the people that I enjoy back them and try to get them out, too. That would be another plus side to it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a
Some
cool
exposure
community.
for that community.
Yeah, because the music, Art and I say, we both kind of have played music in our time, and artists, so to speak, it scratches that same creative itch like we were talking about when you were in Georgia, because you're talking about something you're passionate about. You have the opportunity to still play music on the side, talk about it on your show, network with people. It just opens up a lot of doors. And as we both know, this is where it's headed, is the digital world.
Right.
Like we were saying, the frequencies are kind of becoming obsolete. Things are going digital. People can download it, listen to it at their own time. They don't have to catch it when it's live. A lot of benefits to it.
Right. I agree.
So what do you think your airtime is? Like, what kind of duration do you want each episode to run, roughly? Because it doesn't have to be specific.
I would say probably 30 to 45 minutes.
It's a good target.
That's a sweet spot.
And it goes so quick, Fred.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I figure it like a set of music when you're performing out live, 35, 45 minutes, bam, next band.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
a good way to look at it.
It's true.
And that's about the average attention span that people are, unless,
Yeah.
unless it's like a Joe Rogan and you really get sucked in.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I think it's
true.
totally doable, man. I think this is a good time to do it, And I think we can get this off the ground before the end of 2021. That's totally tangible.
I definitely, this is something that I've been talking with you for about the past 6 months, 7 months. Yeah.
Off and on, yeah.
And, off and on. And, now I'm at a spot and a place that I can do it. And, I'm looking very forward to it, to tell you the truth.
Absolutely,
sure.
man. Yeah, we have, who do we have coming on? We got a band coming in here in a couple weeks. Sin on 6. Are you familiar with them?
I have no idea about them, no.
They opened up for Texas Hippie when I was telling you about that show.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
opened up for them a couple weeks ago. And matter of fact, my old bass player, Pete, from the Ridge Runners, joined
he's on
them.
that.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of
Yeah.
why I went and checked out, got tickets to
Gotcha.
go see them. And pretty cool little band. They're coming on in a couple weeks. So try and get some local rock and roll back in the studio now that
Right.
COVID's.
We always like talking to musicians.
They're
We're
fun.
musicians at Soul,
Well,
too,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Musicians and
So you
comedians
play
are the most
too?
fun.
Yeah,
What do you play?
I'm a singer.
Oh, you're a badass.
Well,
I should have been able to tell by the hair.
5 albums.
That's awesome. So what style? I would love to listen.
We could pull some stuff
Can you
up.
pull some stuff
Because,
up right now?
we don't need, we wouldn't need
Here,
Mic 4.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
go
give
ahead.
me mic 4. Let's
Get
do
the-
it like that. We know what we're doing.
Because we don't need, this is your band, so we don't need
This
consent.
is
we
my
can,
band.
We can
You
play
don't
it.
need any consent.
Fred, what do you want me to pull up first?
I would say Metal Rules.
Okay.
Sweet.
Is that on?
It's on, I do believe that is on Purgatory's Rage, I think.
And this is gonna
it
be
might be Unchain the World. But see, we have 2 albums out on that Brutal Hand.
This will be
too.
Brutal Hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Metal Rules. Ready to play when you are, Art. If we get.
Just gonna get some headphones on while we test this out.
Go ahead and crank up the L-Tech.
That album cover's in a museum in Germany now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Check that out, Art.
Yeah, let me turn this up.
I could put a digital overlay on it too on this app if it drops, Fred.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. It's classic sounding, man.
So yeah, we're all old dudes, man.
Fred's got some pipes though.
There's something about that classic sound, man, where it's just like, you're belting. You're like
And
really going.
We didn't do it. We did it the old way with 2-inch tape in the whole bit, so it's a lot warmer.
How does that work?
It's just the old way
The
of
2-inch tape
2-inch Ampeg tape.
that
like
that
analog.
you record on.
Yeah,
Analog
Oh,
style.
see, this is something I'm.
yeah, analog.
Yeah.
Old school.
Old
yeah.
school.
But it
That's,
sounds
That's
great.
awesome.
What year did this record drop, Fred?
Fuck, this is over 11 years ago.
Is it?
Nice.
You sound good though.
We did it at Rocky Mountain Records.
Okay.
Very nice studio.
Rocky Mountain Records. Are there
They're
downtown?
right over there. They're right over there off of.
Yeah, here, we'll turn that down a little bit.
So, I can't. It's over there by the Platte River.
Okay. Rocky Mountain Studios. Did you ever do any work with Hyperthreat? Are you familiar with them?
No.
Kind of a newer studio. I think they might have come up after you
No,
left.
we did Free Real. Free Real no longer exists anymore. I went by there the other day and saw condos made over at the old recording studio, and shit like that. So things have changed out here quite a bit.
Things have changed. Because you've been rocking in Denver for how many years? When did you first come to Denver?
Christ, I've been here since '82.
And then Texas before that?
Yeah, in Texas before that.
Damn. Fred's got some stories.
Yeah, no, good.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun to get it out there, man. And
Yeah.
and talk.
Well,
so
again-
do you already have a place locked in Colorado? Do you have a house, like apartment?
Yeah,
or?
I'm living with my bass player from Brutal Land here.
Okay.
I'm renting a room from him right now.
Okay, that's nice. It's always good to have friends.
Yeah.
The band of brothers, they always
know.
stick together.
Exactly.
Always good to have friends, man. A lot of people don't have friends. Like,
Well, again, I have old friends that
Yeah.
I've known for many, many years.
how does anyone compare to that? Anyone that you meet can never, like, I don't know. I guess I'm
Compared to your old friends?
I guess I'm slightly talking about women. All right, I'm gonna dive into it.
Dude.
I'm just gonna dive into it.
That's
This
a
is
separate species.
This is walking a tightrope for
That's a
me, but I'm
separate
just
species,
gonna
man.
talk about this.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I agree with what you're saying. Like, I have friends that I've known for decades, you know, and I trust them. I love them. They're my family. Like, they're my brothers.
Exactly.
And so if you have like a girlfriend and she's like, you know, wants to be your best friend, which is like, that's in a fantastic situation, right?
If you can find it.
Yeah, but then if she like is looking at your friends, like, you know, how come you're so good friends with your friends and I want the attention, like, she gets jealous of your good friends. It's like hard because you're dealing with, like, you know, you have this bond, you have this brotherhood that is incomparable, but then, like, you know, you're dealing with a jealousy issue over a friendship you're never going to let go
You're
of.
also dealing with a female, which also has different thinking capabilities than any male that you will know.
That's true. Like the most emotional
That's just
man,
the way it is.
the most emotional man doesn't compete with the emotions that the least emotional woman feels. Like, I've heard that
Absolutely.
quote.
Putting it lightly.
Putting
Yeah.
it lightly, yes.
It's the difference between
Absolutely.
emotion and logistic. You know,
Right.
thinking style.
And women have a tendency to be really over part in reasoning. You know, man, I think men reason better than women do. But women are my favorite people. Don't get me wrong.
They're a lot of fun to hang out with.
There's
My point is, you know, I would rather hang out with a room full of women than a room full of men. Absolutely.
yes, within reason, because eventually I'm going to get a little bit annoyed. I feel like.
Not me, man, because I was raised by a bunch of showgirls.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. My mom and her girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. I mean, that's who I was raised by.
A hoot and a
bunch-
holler.
Huh?
A hoot and a holler.
Exactly, basically. Texas.
Oh,
Yeah,
Texas.
in Texas, yeah.
Where you're East Texas? Where?
Women from the South, I gotta say though,
You can't throw a golf
they're
ball
amazing.
without hitting a fine one in the South.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're Southern belles.
That's what my mother and all her friends, and including my grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, they raised me. I've been raised by Amazon women, practically, and they were just,
So they're like 6-footers.
there was some.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Cindy, her best friend. Yeah, I was in love with her from the time I was 13.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something about.
But the way it is with me and women,
Mm-hmm.
I have a I think, really good way that I talk to women because I was raised by them.
That's. I mean, as long as there's respect there, like.
Yeah.
Like, everybody is equal, man, women, race,
Right,
color,
right.
creed, you know, whatever
Right.
you're, wherever you're at, like, we're all equal. You know, we
Absolutely.
all need to eat.
Right.
We all need to use the restroom,
Right.
feel fulfillment, and feel included. Like, those are like the human things.
Absolutely, that's human nature.
Everybody needs those. And if you take away all the other things, you know, so kind of going back to what started this conversation, you know, the friendship and having those long-term friends, like, you know, life can be cold out there and difficult and hard. Like, so we're fortunate to have good friends that we've had forever.
Right.
You know, and sometimes I like to remind myself of that because there are a lot of people out there that are kind of just going at it alone. Like, they got their family, or maybe their family's not there, and maybe they never had the
I know
friendship.
people that absolutely have no friends whatsoever. Yes,
Yeah.
I get that.
And then they're
You know,
usually
and
not-
they're usually pretty miserable.
They're very miserable. They're angry at the world. They're,
Yeah.
you know, this, that, and the other. So it's cool to be able to roll into Denver or roll into Phoenix or Texas,
And
wherever
see,
you go.
and I've got 3, 4, 5 places that I go.
You got
now
the
that
friends
I
in
have
low
a
places and high places.
High places. It's just good to have friends. man.
It's yeah, and that's why it's crucial to never burn bridges because you never know.
Absolutely, you never know.
You just never know. That's what we love. Man, this podcast, I know we've said it so many times on the air, but without Jamie Rorick, this thing would not be what it is.
Since you know Jamie,
yeah.
I mean, Jamie is selfless.
Well, Jamie's one of the best people on the face of the planet.
Hands down. We love that man.
We do. You know. We love you, Jamie.
And he doesn't. He hates it when we say that, but it's true.
I know.
He gets all like,
"He'll get it anyway. You'll just take it, buddy."
He wants. He's happy to hear that. He just doesn't know how to deal with those emotions.
He doesn't. Jamie doesn't know how to deal with a lot of things. If you know Jamie.
Yes. Oh yes. Playing in a band with him. Being in his basement.
Again, like I said, if you know Jamie.
That's true.
I know Jamie pretty well. I do.
Yeah. We've all been into it.
I do.
Yes.
I've been in some great situations with that.
Oh, I've been very
putting it lightly, I'm sure.
I've been very fortunate to be nose to nose with Jamie, but man, I love him to death. He's always been there, no matter what the case may be.
What the case is, man. Yeah, he's one of those true friends.
Yeah, he is, man. And we called him up.
It's hard to find people like that, man.
It is.
People that care for you and actually have your best.
They actually mean it.
Your best intention in mind.
It's
hard to find people that have your best intention in mind. Right. Like a lot of people are super selfish. They're out for helping themselves. They're looking for their self-satisfaction.
There you go.
Tongue twister.
And so I'm just taking a moment, I guess, since we're talking about it, to like echo friendships like Kevin, like all the close people in my life.
And I hope to have a lot more.
And we're about to have a friendship.
My point is, before they throw dirt on me,
we're gonna have we're gonna have a friendship, man. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you have a great idea for capturing this piece of metal music and putting it out there and like having
fun before they throw dirt on top of me. I've done a lot in my past. I've been through all the backstart crap, blah 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 blah, and now it's time for me
to enjoy your time.
To enjoy my time.
Amen.
Yeah,
cheers to that.
Sure.
Cheers to that. To everybody, man. If everybody could go out and try to accomplish that, man.
Well, I think everybody should take my advice and do that.
It's good advice, Fred, honestly, because we say it all the time on the show. People get very complacent,
right.
And the pandemic didn't help with e-commerce options.
Oh, absolutely
no
not.
entertainment,
and everything that surrounded that, along with being stuck at home for a year, and locked up, and divorce rates went up, and this and that,
domestic violence,
and all that crap that happened around that. I don't dig that. That's not my world. I want to have fun, and I want y'all to have fun with me.
Amen.
That's
it's so true. I've told myself, and I'm fortunate to I feel like I'm fortunate to have the mentality I have, and it's come through years of training and trying to be self-aware and take on responsibility, not pass off. Oh, that problem. This person caused that problem. Yeah, no, I caused that problem.
Yeah.
So I've always worked really hard on that. And one thing I've always thought, because mortality is happening to all of us, right? Like every single year we get older and older and older, and
yeah, thanks for rubbing that in.
And hey, no, but you're lucky, man. Come on, you've lost some on the way. I've lost people on the way.
Yes.
I know people that haven't made it to my age.
Yes.
And so we're fortunate to be alive. But you think about that, dying, right? And
right.
You're on your deathbed. Okay, so that a very a place where it's damn, it's over, right? But if you could look back at your life, and we're talking about averages, of course there's ups and downs,
sure.
right? But on average, were you happy? What else matters? Because if you enjoyed your time, you were happy, you enjoyed life, you saw the light in the days, you helped other people, you were selfless. If at the end of my life, I always try to think about that, what would actually make me feel fulfilled laying on that table? And it would be I enjoyed my time, I helped others. I don't know what else.
Yeah.
So what I'm tying this into is the fact that you're, pursuing this and seeing it, that you see wow, this is going to make me happy. This is something I want to pursue. Let's do it before they throw the dirt on me. Let's get this.
Right.
I just think that's a really cool way to look at life in general, because it's too convoluted, with all these little thoughts.
Everybody makes things a little too complicated.
Yeah, when it doesn't need to be.
When it doesn't need to be. Exactly right.
we the guest that we had on last week, Adam Salzman, a great guy, started a business when he was young. He left the corporate world because he wanted to pursue a dream. He went out there, he's happier than ever. And he had some words that are going to stick with this program for a while, and it pertains to what we're saying right now. If not now, when? Right? To make a move. You know, you want to do something, you want to start a podcast, you want to change your career, whatever, you want to move to a different city. If not now, when? You know.
Well, everything happened to me kind of at once here, man. Mom got better. You know, I was out taking care of a mother that was very sick. And,
Mom's doing better?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it.
That's always good to hear, man.
Yeah, and just, you know, I'm getting to that age that, again, fun. Let's have some fun.
I know.
There's nothing else for me to have right now but fun and enjoy my time while
So
I'm here.
I completely agree with that. One way that I have fun through my day, because days can be monotonous, repeating the same routine. Am I right?
Repetition.
Yeah. So, so like, you know, I'll play some music and I'll get up and just do like a 90-second dance. And I just have fun, get the energy out, and like I'll be acting stupid. Some of these moves are not cool, and like, you know, I just kind of laugh and have fun.
We got to get a camera fucking caught.
But it's about, like, you know, not taking yourself so seriously.
Right.
Like allow yourself to make some mistakes and have some fun and embarrass yourself a little bit. Like,
yeah, enjoy the ride.
Like that is such like a great place to be. It's an innocent place to be too, where like you know, you can just have fun with the day with a little thing and just like smile a little bit over something that you actually enjoy and that you're seeing. Like I work on, and I'm focusing, I'm trying to see those moments. Like I constantly am consciously trying to have those, and I appreciate them, and like I'm looking for that. So I like to say this stuff because it's important for us to search for that stuff. Like, it doesn't come easily to everybody, and it didn't always come easily to me either.
Well, and it comes difficult to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, I get that, but I'm not one of them.
That's good. And that's
I
good.
don't want to be. And if I can show anybody that's having difficulty getting there, I would like to show them the way. You know, absolutely.
I bet you got a wicked headbang with your hair.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on, that's why you grew it out.
Well, I won't cut it because I'm scared it won't grow back.
Every time I headbang.
I mean, is that your natural hair color?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, he's still rocking that full head of hair.
You
that screams metal.
You did something. Okay, so I feel like as people age, like, you can tell, like, they look healthier or not when they're older, and like the fact that your hair is still like so healthy looking and like the natural color, like, that leads me to believe that you treated yourself well during your life in a certain way. No,
what a lie. Oh my God.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
So that theory is way off. No, but you had a lot of fun your whole life?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well then that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
It wasn't stressful. It could have been more stressful. Everything is stressful to a certain extent, I guess.
Well, back in my day, Quaaludes were very prevalent.
I've never had one.
Again, they were very prevalent, and
wow.
I spent a lot of time being a musician stoned on Quaaludes.
So how? Because I've done a lot of opiates. Like, I've done a lot.
Well, that's not an opiate.
No, but like I've done a lot of pills, and I've tried some like pretty much anything.
Right.
So, how do you describe the Quaalude experience? Because I've never had it.
2 cases of beer without the bloat.
Without the bloat. Okay.
Interesting.
So you're feeling.
Best definition.
You're feeling lively. You're feeling loose.
Right.
You know, fun.
Right.
2 cases of beer without the bloat.
The reason why that drug was developed was back in the 1950s. They were giving them to mothers that could not sleep that had infants, but they noticed if you could stay up past the 15 minutes that you...
Oh, okay.
That's when it became really popular.
It'd get a little rowdy.
So it was originally a sleeping pill.
Yeah, but after 15 minutes, not no more. If you could stay up past the sleeping, in fact, it had a major cool high.
Was it something that you get creative on, Fred, or was it more like, could you perform on it?
I got creative on it.
Here, turn that mic towards you a little bit.
I said I got creative on it. Yeah.
So you would be able to write music or perform all that kind of. It wasn't one of those things where
there were times, too, that I was actually catatonic on them, but not all the time. No.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, the cold Quaalude thing, I've never even experienced it, so that's not part of my generation.
There was a bunch of pharmaceuticals out back then that were pharmaceutical. I mean, barbiturates, which Quaalude fell into. There were Reds and Tuinol and blah blah blah. There was all kinds of stuff back then, and so we all, as being musicians, especially rock musicians, we experimented with all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm from an older school.
You guys were the guinea pig. You're like, let's try that shit. It's some new shit. We don't know anything about it. Give me that.
Yeah.
I mean,
We were very adventurous.
Even though you were doing that, it's almost more innocent than what people deal with nowadays.
I tell you what.
I mean, with the social medias and all of them.
I've been through 5 back surgeries. I've been assaulted after surgery about 7 days, thrown down a flight of steps, had everything ripped out and put back, and some more put back in. So I did opiates for about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And ate them like candy because, well, I already had a tolerance built up from the 80s.
Yes.
And so opiates didn't make a big deal to me because they just didn't. And I finally got off my opiate thing. I went out to Georgia, and my parents lived by a lake, and I sat out by the lake in the summer for 14 days and just melted all that crap out of me.
Sweat it out.
Hadn't eaten another one since.
Yeah.
That was it, huh?
Yeah.
Good for you, Fred.
That is good.
You guys definitely share that in common because Art overcame a pretty serious opiate addiction. So
Yeah, I did.
that's not something I ever dealt with. You know, I've dealt with the alcohol side. But
Well, I don't even think I was addicted. What I was is I used it as a crutch when I felt pain, sure.
Yeah.
But what I was again, with having the addictions that I had before, it was fog to me, and
Yeah.
it wasn't working anymore as far as what I was
yeah,
using.
I mean, I would honestly, and I mentioned this to Kev off mic, but I would have short-term memory loss.
Yes.
From doing opiates.
Yes.
Like you would straight up forget things.
Yeah. But once you get how do I say it? Once you get the crap melted out of you after I did, because I ate them they were giving me Oxycontin, they were giving
They
me
used
everything.
to way over prescribe them to
150
everybody.
pills a month.
That's
yeah,
a
that's
lot.
crazy.
Yeah, and I'm eating them like M&Ms.
Like
you know?
yummy.
So yeah.
Were you doing it out of habit, do you think, Fred, or did you wanted the feeling more? Or was
I
it just,
wanted to feel it more
Yeah.
because I was feeling pain in my back again, major back surgeries
Yeah.
and stuff, and I mean, yeah, very painful stuff. But finally, with Budweiser, thank you, Budweiser.
Thank you, Bud.
14 days later, I sat there and drank 16-ounce tall boys and sweated it out for 14 days. Worst withdrawal ever.
It's the worst.
The worst.
What does it feel
withdrawal
like?
ever.
Because I've
It's
heard it
like
described.
every joint,
Like your bones ache, bro.
and yeah, your bones ache,
Like
your
from the
joints
bones
ache.
out, like
you
the
know,
bone
you don't want to
marrow.
get out of a chair and walk.
Yeah,
'Cause your
nothing
knees and your
is
ankles,
fun.
yeah, nothing's
Nothing
fun.
sounds appealing.
Food, nothing.
Yeah, like
Constipation.
it's
Stuff like
it's
that.
so
Yeah.
shitty, bro.
It's just horrible.
I mean, hey, anybody out there that's struggling with opiates, like, we're not talking about this lightly here. Like, this is a serious thing, and it affects a lot of lives.
Well, and Big Pharma
know.
caused it. They were writing it like it was nothing.
Correct.
The pill mills.
And then also the United States medical system fucked their citizens by allowing the pharmaceutical companies to pay doctors extra for hitting certain prescriptions.
Yeah, there was
and stuff.
incentives
Yeah,
involved.
that's
No,
bullshit,
absolutely,
dude.
yeah.
They're incentivizing our healthcare system here, and that is very wrong. And like America does not
Let's
have
let's
it
kill
correct.
some people to make a profit.
It's
I know,
fucking
that's
terrible.
what they're doing. Yeah.
Basically,
I mean,
that's
we
what
could.
it is.
That's a
terrible.
whole episode on
That's-
itself. That
right.
subject.
Well, and again, I'm very
Goodness.
versed in this because I've been through it.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Speak
it's
from
good to
experience.
talk about and at least throw our opinions out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. No, well, it's good because you guys are both experienced in it and felt it, real live action, and
Right.
the news says it one way, but to live it another, you kind of get
Yeah, if you
boots on the
live
ground
it,
and
if you
feel
live it, and you've actually broke the addiction. I mean, I've heard horror stories about it, but I mean, myself, it was bad. Worst thing I've probably ever been through trying to break off that crap, but I did it.
Yeah.
It's not that it can't be done.
right.
So my whole story, I've told it several times, but you haven't heard it. So, like I was on for like 12 years heavy, and then like it progressed, right? Like it was like not
What
a
were
thing.
you eating,
and
Vicodin,
I
or-
was selling Percocet, like
Percocet,
Oxycontin,
yeah.
anything
Yeah, I got you.
that I could get.
I got you.
And with that, I was 12 years, and then after that 12-year mark is when I was like, I'm fucking myself up, dude. I'm down on my credit. I'm down on everything's fucked, right? Cars repoed, everything, and so like, that's when I decided to break the chain.
Right.
But it took me 5 years after that time to actually stop. So it took 5 years of me failing, being disappointed in myself, lying to people, being disappointed in myself, fucking questioning why I spent that money. Now I'm broke again. God dang it, I could have really used that money a week ago. Why did I spend that? And like doing that for 5 years, and it's like that was the long, hard road that I had to
That's
walk,
what I'm talking
bro.
about. That's what I'm talking about, the horror stories I hear. I didn't go through what you went through trying to break off of them. 5 years, that's a long time, man.
Yeah, of being aware that it's an issue,
right,
and
that's
still
a long time.
doing
and still,
it.
Well, and
Yeah,
again,
it was tough,
some
man.
people have that in them that I don't want to give it up. Really,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I made
that's what it's
excuses
at.
for
That's what
over
I'm
10
saying.
years to
Right.
take them.
Right. Sure.
So it's like you have to change your mentality.
That's what made me
to the core.
That's exactly
it's
what
crazy,
made
man.
me do what I did.
And that's so epic, man. I mean, to foresee that. I mean, look, everybody has their own struggles, and like, God bless you, and everybody. I wish you have the best of strength and mental wherewithal to make a change in yourself,
Right.
because that's where it's going to change.
Right.
It's not going to change with how people are treating you. It's not going to change with your job. It's going to
Changes
change
with
with
you.
how you're treating yourself every
Changes
single
with you.
day. You're like, what is your personal standard?
Right.
I don't know, man. Like that whole conversation needs to be talked
It is,
about
but
more.
but you're different. You're dealing with so many different people. They have different opinions about everything. Now, when you come across to the opinion that yes, I can't take this anymore, it's making my life hell, I can't live with this anymore, then that's when you make the change.
Yeah.
Till then, you do
That's
what
true.
you do.
Until you hit rock
That's
bottom,
true.
right? And
Yeah.
then maybe the bottom is different for different people.
It's
Sorry,
bottom.
Kevin.
No, you're good.
The bottom
Yeah.
is different for everybody.
It's
That's it.
different.
Everybody's rock bottom.
What's your bottom?
Is different. Whether that's losing a job, blowing through your savings, getting a car repoed, whatever that case may be, getting sick, having an injury because you were fucked up, whatever it is.
Right,
Everyone's got a story to tell with it, and it's a serious thing that shouldn't be overlooked. It's
a lot
that
of
fine.
a lot of it has to do with mental health also.
Okay, pull that mic a slight bit closer. You can
Okay.
pull it towards you.
I said, I know it has a lot to do with one's mental health too.
It does. That's true. And a lot of that is still something that we're learning as we go. I mean, I have a history of alcoholism in my family. I've gravitated towards heavy alcohol, so
that makes
sipping
me
right
laugh. I have a history of alcoholism in my family. That makes me laugh.
that's
Me? Oh God. I mean,
not Fred Ferrell,
Hatfield-
the Irishman.
the Hatfields and McCoys,
Well, so it's it's your upbringing, it's what you're around, what you surround yourself with, and I don't know, man. I could probably break the booze a little bit. I drink too much, Fred, honestly.
I've cut down a
Have you?
lot.
Because I know you were rowdy, man.
I'm an Irishman from Texas.
I remember right around the 6th or 7th shot. I always remember when you and I'd be at McCarthy's or some bar here in Aurora.
Right.
That Irish accent would start coming out.
Yeah,
Fred.
if I double up. That's when I started doing the double shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you spend time out there, or your folks?
No,
were
my fo-
natives,
my
and
fo-
so
my
you were
folks,
around a
yeah,
native
yeah,
tongue
yeah,
growing up.
yeah,
Okay, that
yeah.
makes sense. That makes total sense.
But it's funny, fucking chicks love it.
Oh, the Irish accent's great. Matter of fact, we got some our good buddies across the pond do a podcast called the Awfully Irish Podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
And now that I'm thinking of it, I think Fred would be such a great fit on there.
you would be a good guest for them.
They would
Well,
absolutely.
see, this is why we get
Yeah.
together and do shit like this. Isn't
That's
it?
exactly why.
Opportunities, networking.
It's
It's so important.
absolutely.
If you do a little bit of networking every week,
Right.
you think about that. There's 52 weeks in a year, and then all of a sudden you have 52 new contacts
Opportunities.
that you
The-
can like
and
network
see,
with, and next year
I've been
you keep it
talking,
up.
like I said,
let's
I've been
go.
talking
So
with him
true,
for
man.
7 months about this. I can't wait to do this. I really,
Really? So you're super stoked like
I'm
that? All right,
totally
man.
stoked.
All
Let
right.
me tell you this, bro.
All right.
Let me tell you something, Mark, because
All right.
Fred and I have been talking about.
Yeah,
he's been
Kevin.
calling me since we moved here, even before. I mean, we did the shit show with Jamie.
Yeah.
We moved DCPC here. Fred's been hitting me up. He's like, "Man, I see what you guys are doing." You can tell he's serious. He's here now in the studio.
Dude, we could record a pilot tonight.
We could.
All
we
right.
could. Well, we're recording an episode right now of
Yeah.
DCPC, but
You're right. You're right. I'm getting all excited, man. Impromptu episodes.
well, so
we
you know what?
got this Calirosa
And my,
floating around.
and my
Yeah.
point is, I'll be on any one of your shows anytime you want me to be.
Yeah.
Fred's a showman for sure. And so we were talking about some dates off mic about
Mm-hmm.
maybe getting him in here on a Tuesday to shoot a pilot.
Okay.
We did with Hustle.
Tuesday's a good day.
So, that's kind of the next step. But this is what it's about, man. Love sitting down, drinking, talking about shit. This is one of those Joe Rogan episodes.
You know
where
what?
This could go 3 hours.
I think
How long is this?
We're already 40 minutes in, Fred.
I gotta piss.
Well, I'm just saying. You know, I like the demographic of it so far.
Well, you're a pleasure to have in here, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's what it's about, Fred. We just like to, like Art said, have a good time. Oh, yeah, we didn't even put our recording in progress placard on the door. What are we doing? It's supposed to be
now.
professionals. Yeah, you've seen our shit, man. We just like
Yeah.
to goof off and drink and,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
talk and get stuff down, and it's amazing what comes from it.
You know what I'm saying? I think I could have a fun show. I really do.
I think you can too. You got the energy for it, stories to tell. You've lived the life. You know, you're not bullshitting your way. You've done it.
No, I've done it.
So
Some people might call bullshit on it, but I can prove it.
Yeah, you have the track record, and it was cool. We got to play a little bit of your music on the air. I've heard your Brutal Hand in the past. Good stuff for sure. We could play some more of it too, but it's just such a cool outlet, man, to reach people in a different way.
Right.
You know, it's especially when you watch it.
And, you know, basically, even out and about, I'm a socialistic person, so why not, you know, be socialistic in the best way you can?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, you were, coming to Denver, want to get in the studio. Here you are. No goofing around. And we try to be the same way.
Right.
Schedule fills up, but I think shooting your pilot for Metal Red, is that what you're going to call it? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do.
Metal Red, the Metal Red podcast, the Metal Red show, either or.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Metal Red, Metal Podcast.
Metal Red. I think that rolls off the tongue good. You get a good logo to go with it, like we said.
Right.
It'll. People are going to gravitate towards it, and it's super easy to market to that audience. I mean, you can run ads on social media. You can put it on Spotify, wherever. Wherever
Right.
if people are clicking on metal music, you can run an ad and say, "Hey, we got a podcast that you might be interested in." It's just that's the beauty of the internet now.
Right.
And I was never a tech savvy guy, Fred. I really.
I'm not at all.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll get you to scoot to the right, Fred. You're in the camera. No, you're good. That's part of the fun of being live action.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll just have to, just play with it. I think just turning on the mics, you already have the natural flow for it. You're ready to rip, tater, chip, and just see what comes of it.
Cool. All right. Well, again, I'm following by your lead. You tell me what to do and let me know what I need to experience this shit, you know?
Yeah, and of course, what you want to do too. You have a vision
Right.
with it. So,
Right.
We can say what's worked for us, what hasn't worked, lead you to, lead a horse to water, can't make a drink kind of thing. Show you how to get on these platforms. That's the big thing.
Right.
We can get you set up, man. We can make this thing happen.
Okay.
The rest is really going to be up to you. What you want to do with the show, what audience are you trying to reach, what mission are you trying to push?
Okay.
That's probably going to be the next conversation we have, and we can do that
Okay.
off mic as well.
No worries. So we're still on?
Yeah, we're on, man.
Oh, he went to the hey,
He's
you get to
throwing a
take
wizard.
bathroom breaks. The wizard gets to take bathroom breaks even during the fucking,
That's one nice thing about having a co-host is you just
that's
hand
cool.
it off like, here, I'll be back.
Here, I got to go.
Yeah. So, he's coming. You're going to have to crank that handle, I think, to let him in.
I didn't feel like getting my keys.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No worries. I didn't know you let yourself out.
I totally did.
So, Fred's been in town for just about a week. What's going on with the music scene, Fred? What are you thinking?
There ain't shit going on with the music scene right now that I see in Denver. I know that I've got a lot more stuff in Arizona that's maybe happening and stuff's opening. Everything's dead right now from COVID. Everything
That's
is
true.
just now starting to open up and bloom open and open back up. I've got my sure, please. My keyboardist right now is working on his master's degree, and he'll be finished. He will be finished in December. So, as soon as he gets done, and then I've got Joe, who I'm renting a room from, my bass player. We're looking for an unbelievable guitarist and an unbelievable drummer.
Okay. So you guys are actively scouting.
Well, I am.
You are.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your goals with the band? What's the goal?
I'd like to cut some more albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play out live too. It all depends. Just the same shit that I've always done, I guess.
I know, man. It's fun to keep a good thing going, man.
Well,
It
and
truly is.
I think if you do not try, you will not succeed. So.
Exactly. Right? No. So Kevin and I completely one of our not our mission statements, but one of our our kind of things that we stay focused on to make sure that we're doing the right things is a CQC. So be consistent, and that means showing up every single week to record the episode.
Right.
Every single week. If we can't show up, we backstack it. Do something. So consistency, good quality. We had to spend money on the equipment, the lighting,
Right.
the cameras. Good
Right.
quality,
Right.
mics, and then content. And that's having great people like yourself in here to talk to. That's us being real and talking about some real shit.
Right.
So CQC could be used anywhere. What's your consistency? What's your quality? What's your content? Like, what are you doing? It doesn't have to do with a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So like, I feel like that is something that is good to check. All right, check those 3 things this week. Like, what else can you do?
Right.
And we feel like if we're doing that and we stay consistent and just keep doing it every single week, then it will build. There's going to be energy there. Like, because you're talking about, like, if you don't try it, then it's never going to happen sort of thing. Like, but if you do it every single week too, you're going to build this energy that can be felt.
Right.
Like, so you have to stick to it.
Well, and I think there's a lot of people right now doing any kind of whatever they're doing, work or whatever. If you don't have the, I guess, gumption to go out and just hit it hard all the time, if you want it badly, you will do that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. If you want it bad enough, you're going to make time to
You're
make it
going to
happen.
make time to, or you're going to make it happen.
You're going to make
You
it
can't
happen.
make anything happen if you don't do anything about it.
You got to be proactive.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah, especially if it's something you're passionate about.
Right.
It's like you'll
So,
find
yeah,
a way.
I think I have what it takes to make this happen. So I'll.
You
do
can
what
get
I
a band going. You're going to get a podcast going. If you don't get the band going before you get the podcast going, then the podcast will get the band going.
Right.
Because you can actively.
Well,
recruit.
proactively too. That gets people from the
Yeah.
outside going, "Hey,
Like,
I'm
hey,
a guitar
who's
player.
this
I'm a
guy?"
drummer." Yeah.
What's
Exactly.
he doing, man? He's out here hustling. Like, I want to be around that energy.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, man, is surrounding yourself with strong energy.
Yeah, that's true. And you've already built enough of it. You have a huge portfolio, Fred. I mean, you got a good social media following. You got everything you need for this thing to kick off, whether it's the
Right.
band, the podcast, both. All of the above.
Right. Yeah. I'll take both. Thank you.
No, this can be fun, man. I'm excited to see what's going to develop of this Metal Red. Is it going to be Metal Red Podcast or the Metal Red Show with Fred Ferrell? I mean,
yeah.
working title.
Yeah. We're not disclosing all that just yet. It's gonna happen.
I have no idea, but it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
It has an energy already.
Right.
The energy's already there.
Right.
So we just got to put it
You
down.
just got to build on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So within like the next week or 2, we're getting you in on a Tuesday.
Okay.
We're going to shoot the first app.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
so
gonna be the
Now,
plan.
now, to go into that. Well, I guess we'll discuss that off camera anyway.
Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's fun though. I'm looking forward to the project, man.
Cool. I am too. Totally.
fun.
You have no idea. No idea.
Do you have like intro, like a good like metal guitar riff intro? that you
Yeah, I
picked out
got all
already?
kinds of shit just shooting in my head.
You already got all that put together.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh yeah, that helps.
kinda.
You got like your
Well,
graphic.
no,
That's coming.
that's something I
Okay.
got to work.
Okay,
Um,
okay. Yeah,
basically,
that's easy to take care of.
whatever I have on recording on a phone
Mm-hmm.
for music, and stuff. As far as that 20-second blurb to break open the show and stuff, yeah, I have that in mind and stuff like
Nice.
that. Yeah.
That's good. Because I remember you were telling me you took your notepad and kind of jotted down
Oh, yeah.
the segments, how you wanted the show to flow.
Yeah.
So the mission statement's there, the idea's there, the name, logo's coming. You got some connections there to make the
Right.
artwork happen.
Right.
This thing's going to blow up, Fred. I'm
I
excited.
hope so. I do hope so.
It's going to be great. Well, shit. Impromptu episode, man.
No, this was fun. This was actually a first.
This was a first. We haven't usually done it like
Okay,
this.
so we don't normally record on Tuesdays.
Right.
And we don't normally like I thought we were just doing a consultation, talking to you. I like a
Right.
meet and greet. Like I wanted to get to
Right.
know you
Right.
because Kevin knows you well.
Right.
But yeah, to put it on mic and kind of show you how it's done, and,
Right.
and what a better way. And I feel like I was loose on this episode,
Well,
because
you
I
know,
wasn't expecting
there was
to
no
record.
expectations.
Yeah,
Oh.
so like I feel like I was extra loose,
Huh.
Yeah. So first for me, man. Thanks for popping that cherry
Well,
for me.
Fuck. Thanks for doing it for me.
We hit your target zone, Fred, right on that 50-minute mark,
Right.
So, we'll kind of goof off here a little bit off mic.
Yeah, we're
show
gonna
you some
still chill.
post-production and
Cool.
probably drink some more tequila.
Bye.
Fred, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for having me.
This is probably
Again, well, I did the shit show with y'all. That was fucking great.
Shit show
fun,
was
man.
great, yeah. For anyone tuning in, you can look up the Shit Show with Fred Ferrell, Jamie Rowick, and myself.
Yeah,
We
it
had
was-
so much fun that day.
It was
I
great.
don't even know what I said, but probably going to incriminate
I
myself, Fred.
remember, I remember all kinds of shit that I said that I probably shouldn't have.
Well, that said, we're going to do a lot more of this, man. You're going to be seeing a lot more of this man in the studio. He's probably going to be doing some DCPC production. So, brother, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to drink some more off air. Y'all know, be good to yourselves.
You deserve it.
And each other.
Yes.